On this episode of Car Rant, we finally give the S13 some proper coilovers. The wheel's coated in fluid because we have a broken shock. So, to alleviate our broken shock issue, as you can tell, there's proper fitment in the back. Bunk up here, we've got some KSports. These things are proper. If you remember our review, which link in the corner if you haven't seen it, these things are what is on the Evo. These things are incredible. They have a ton of versatility built into them, and I recommend them to pretty much everybody I talk to. He can attest to that because he's one of them.
He's been beating my head with those. Buy these.
I mean, they're good quality. Look at this.
Oh, I know.
Like, proper good pillow ball adjustment right here.
And it's firm.
And it's very firm. These are 11.5, it says on the spring. So like these are going to be stout. They're going to feel great. They're going to be nice and tight for this car. One of the nice things about KSport is they give you all the tools you need in the box for the job, minus obviously wrench kits and all that. But they give you like the parts to attach your brakes with, or at least the brake lines, with the buffers for it. They even have individual adjustment pieces that you slide in, slide out, as you can see. So like, this is some good grade A equipment that is going into this car, and I'm very excited to see what you think of this.
I want to see what they do.
So Ian actually just put in something out that was really important. We were talking about this because we just did some EDC brakes for my RAV4, and that is tooth Rhineland. So for all of you German fanboys over there, now I know why y'all kept asking us if these were good for Golfs. And the answer is very much yes. If you're like us and you're mildly ghetto, what do you use as a chock for the front when you lift it back? How about rotors that you ordered that came out to be the wrong size?
Womp womp.
We're currently breaking the rears out of the car. We've already done this type of job before. See, what was it, season 6? Yeah, season 6 is when we worked on Ishmael's, and we did everything in there. Adjustable arms, links, end links, sway bars, and coils. So if you want a much more in-depth look at all that, check out those videos. This is us just trying to bang through this because A, it's a little cold today, and B, well, the sun's going down. So we're trying to beat the sunset at this point in time. So now that he's got both of them pretty much free hanging in their space, we're gonna go ahead and drop the backs, slap in the new ones after measuring up against the old, and go from there. For the rears, these things are immaculate. Look at this, look at this. Like, they've even got like good finish work done. Like, this thing is beautiful. I love these things. They do stupidly good on the Evo, and I'm very excited to see what they'll do for him on this. They even come with their own bump stop mechanism built in, so you're pretty much set to go with a set of these, like out the door, just good to go. We are going to set our own preload, basically going to spin it until it's pretty much tight, like the spring won't turn. So whatever that happens to be in preload, that's what happens to be our preload. Literally, as I was ending that last clip, he got the other one out. This was a CX Racing coilover. Holy cow. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, for a budget build, they're not bad.
They're very bouncy though for an S chassis. Like,
yeah, I also think the
Spring
preload
rate
has something to do with that.
yeah, because you got some. Look, hold on. Let's just compare how much of the spring rate. Hold on. Hold up for the camera.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. They're great for the budget build, and you know how you can turn those after you set the preload. Look at this.
Yeah, that would explain a lot of why his ride was rough. However, these also have true dampening adjustment, 32-way. So these are going to actually feel very comfortable, especially once you get used to kind of the more spout setup that these are. So we're gonna start spinning these out, getting them lined up, and go from there.
Exactly.
Ooh. In this car, there's been a notorious problem. That problem is rear balance. His last setup was way too hard, way too stiff, and there was nothing we could really do. We made it as rideable as possible without it feeling like a springboard. So now we're gonna do our version of the bounce test. Go ahead and push down. Ooh, much more comfortable. No longer feels like a washboard. Quick little fun fact and a plug for a future episode. Eventually, that engine is going to go into Ishmael's Gold 240. Yes, Kintsugi is making a comeback, just not yet. We're working on another project with this car that's not the 4G, but another engine that's going to go in it. Kind of dummy proofing something for a later episode. A lot of convoluted stuff, but the short version, this will soon be no longer Iain's, but Ishmael's motor. And I'm extremely excited because I think right after that's done, we're supposed to be doing like a big road trip. Again, another plug for a future video. But with that said, let us show you just how bad the damage to his front shock is and why buying cheap coils is not the best idea. Can you demonstrate how jacked your front end is?
She done.
Tasty. So, here, wiggle the wheel real fast. Oh, yeah, that's a broken shock. When he showed up, this wheel was coated in hydraulic fluid, or as I jokingly said in a chat with our buddies, jumpy juice. So, the jumpy juice is like everywhere in there. It's not pretty, but dang, man. At least with the Ks, you won't have to worry about that because, you know, isolated monotube, all that jazz. But also, just way sturdier of a shock. It will actually take a lot more abuse than these CX Racings could. That is done. Oh my god. Oh, it broke. You know, there's a rule that says don't break these. Goodness.
Hold on.
Jeez. Oh, that's done. The reservoir's completely busted. Let's not coat ourselves in that.
It's fixed. We fixed it.
You're so full of crap.
We fixed it.
Just like this coilover. So full of crap. There we go. That's actually a pretty good height. That's actually not a bad set. That's pretty nice. Alright, same thing. Go for it. Bounce test. Yeah, the sun went down too fast. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's gonna be cool. You know what the last step is, right? Get in and drive it, dog. Who's gonna know?
Me!
Now, one thing I will say here on camera is very important. When you do go to tighten these down, when you get your alignment job done, if you tighten these a little too hard, they will start to slide forward. So just be prepared for that if you're doing this at home and you're trying to get some kind of setup started. That's probably going to happen. So it might be hard to see us, but we're going to go for the first ride with the new setup. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. How does it feel so far?
I mean, I just went over a bump that I'd normally feel.
This is the benefits of the more comfort-based Pro controls. Everything's going to make a little bit of noise just because, you know, we haven't driven this in a little bit, and the new setup. Yeah.
Ow.
What? Just how it feels?
That dip on the... You have your wallet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, we can always try to get it.
That dip with the... where I just scraped on was like...
much
Oh
butter.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Now you know why I said get some K's, bruh. Now you know why I said get some K's. Alright, send it, bro. Give you a little push. Coilovers do a lot, man.
Serious good ones. Good coilovers.
Yeah, seriously. His biggest issue is he did not have good coils.
This?
That feels like a whole new car now. It actually feels good.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, as a passenger, I'm actually enjoying myself. Normally, this is a very harsh ride, and this just feels butter. Oh, even the little divots, dude. You can't hardly see them, but that is the face of a happy man right there.
This is awesome. This is fantastic. 10 out of 10.
Can recommend, and his first response is definitely the one that's worth the money. He's got that, woo! Or as the kids say now, sheesh! So I'm back in the garage because I'm going to end this video here as Ian drove off with one of our buddies to go for a nice little joyride. Let me tell you, that setup is way better than what it used to be. It's just smooth, comfortable. It takes bumps like a champion. It still has a ton of grip. It still has plenty of placement on the road. You don't feel like you're fighting to stay on the track. You are most assuredly in control of that car. And with a name like Pro Kontrol, you kind of want that out of your coilover. And these deliver 100%. Like, there were variations in terrain that this car normally would just never be able to handle. Now it handles it like a champ. You can ride across mixed terrain, going onto sandy spots, gravelly spots like Ian and I just did, and feel completely at ease knowing that the car is going to stay that way and basically remain level and not feel like it's, you know, dancing around underneath you. With that said, is the KSport the best coilover you can get for $1,000? Well, in this guy's humble opinion, and probably now Ian's, yeah, I would easily argue that for $1,000 you're getting a lot of coilover with a lot of options. I mean, you've got fully adjustable dampening, adjustable preload. The ride height adjustment is just the way you'd want it, where it's not crazy or it's not too little. There's actually good substantive movement up and down the shock. It's a comfortable shock, and with that pillow ball, there's a lot you can do with it that maybe another coilover might be able to deliver, but at a much higher tax bracket, if you know what I'm saying. This is something that is definitely going to be worth your money and worth investing in. So if you're in the market for coils and you watch this video, check them out. And if you've got KSports, let us know what your experience has been, because seeing our review in the past has actually been very insightful for us here in the present now for how we set it up. With all that said, thank you all for watching. If you want to help support the channel, please like and sub, and also check out our merch store. We've got a cool sticker brand that we've launched and relaunched some new product on. So definitely check it out. Without further ado, God bless you guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Look at him. He's so nice. Hey there, kids.